a monster within us. In spite of age, she was only 6 years old. When Isabel threw fists, no one wanted to around her. It was a frightening and painful thing. The nun she reacted that way, the bullying she had suffered, and more provocation, she simply lost control. Here, even though she was just a child, Isabel threw hate and anger and aggression did not bring her any benefit. However, it surpassed the level of being sporadic. They had a reaction that caused devastation of family, social, and work relationship. Physically, aggression is unacceptable in any human group and should be prevented. It appeared that Isabel is not suffering from physical aggression, but was evident that she was affecting some type of lack of love. Something was not right in her home. Then, if Isabel was passing through all that, then the question arises: how do we avoid situations like that? How to avoid anger and aggressiveness? You'll find that we have several steps to avoid anger and aggression. Number one, consider the true importance of the situation. Considering the true importance of the situation, ask yourself, is the reason for my hate important? You see, sometimes we may hate somebody because of what they did to you. But the question is, hating them, is it important? So that's why I've said that you consider the true importance of the situation. Number two, breathe deeply and calm down. So when you breathe deeply and calm down, find that the situation that brings you hate and aggressiveness in your life, will find that it will do what? It will end. And furthermore, when you breathe out, you'll find that it relaxes us, and you will feel anger. You'll find that when you feel that feeling of anger, you find that when you breathe out, you find that it make you cool down. Then after that, you'll find that it will be easy for you to do another steps. Number three, you'll find that to also try to distract yourself. Trying to distract yourself here, you'll find that thinking about what caused your anger is just throwing wood on the fire. So you'll find that you should avoid the situation that trigger you thinking about the situation that caused anger in your life. Then number three, also choose the right solution. You'll find that when it comes to choosing the right solution, you'll find that among many alternatives that you have, you'll have to choose one uh, one one alternative that suits the situation that we are in. So here you'll find that ask yourself why you'll have to choose that. And you'll find that your attitude is always the same toward that thing that you want to choose. And you'll find that avoid words like "you hate me," "I knew," "you do it because So you'll find that those things, you'll find that they'll do more harm than good in your life. Then number five, do not consider your opponent an enemy. So you'll find that sometimes because of what we have undergone through, you find that even if somebody correct you in a correct way, you find that you treat that person as what? As your enemy. But that should not be the same. So you should not treat everybody as an enemy, but rather than consider their opinion, so that you can end up making what? A good solution for yourself. Also, practice forgiveness. So you'll find that here you'll find that forgiveness does not mean losing the battle. That is an old Brazilian saying. You'll find that uh, sometimes we tend to think that if you forgive, it means that you have already lost the battle. But the truth is that when you when you forgive the offender, and you come out as the winner. And you'll find that forgiving not only produce calmness in you but also in other person who additionally will end up respecting for your nobleness and generosity. So you'll find that forgiveness, it is not an easy thing, yes, but you'll find that it is one of the things that you can do, and some people you will see the nobleness in you. So this nobleness, it is not something that come out as easy as you think. It is something that is built. So you'll find that taking for example, somebody had done for you something wrong a long time ago, but you forgive him. You still find that he will be working every day with the guiltiness, knowing that you once forgave him. So you'll find that that thing, it is a noble thing. It is a noble thing. There was a song that was saying that msamaha ni jambo la kijeshi. So you'll find that jambo hili la kijeshi si rahisi kulifanya nini? Kulifanya. You'll find that it is very difficult to do, and that's why I've said that it is noble to forgive. Number 6, it is also be grateful. So you'll find that being grateful, the Bible states, give thanks in all circumstances. That is First Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 18. So you'll find that when we are grateful because of the things that we have passed through, we are grateful because of what we have undergone in our life. Those people have taught us a lesson that might have taught us something that we even did not know in our life. So we find that forgiveness is something that is very important, and apart from that, you should be grateful for everything that you do. So we find that research confirmed that the simple act of showing gratitude for something make the individual happier. So we find that it is good that sometimes you give gratitude for what you have undergone through. And lastly, also pray. Pray. So the Bible also says, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. So assuming that that enemy you are forgiven him, you are forgiving, so you'll find that you'll start developing that habit of doing what? You start developing that habit of forgiving that person, so that you may stand in that what? In that gap. And find that research have also demonstrated that if the person pray for the individual who upset them, this relieve the bad feeling, dissipating the negative thoughts. So it is good that we check on things that make us annoyed and make us aggressive in our life. And also, apart from being aggressive, we find that it develop that anger, and that anger should stop. So how anger affect a irate person? So we find that anger in it is something that is a person internally, and this it is considered as an disadvantage of the person who has refused to let it go. So we find that compared to people who live peacefully, you'll find that that habit, you'll find that if it doesn't stop, you'll find that it can lead to somebody developing serious emotional and physical problem. So you'll find that how does anger affect an irate person? Number one, find that they have 4 times more prosperity to suffer from coronary disease. So you'll find that heart disease, cardiovascular diseases, and other diseases that are related to the blood and the heart, the high blood pressure, you'll find that those people who have anger, find that it lead that person developing that disease. Also, they run greater risk of dying young. So you'll find that if you don't forgive, you may die young, because you'll find that it destroys the internal tissues and organs. And number 3, they experience guilty after explosive attitude. So find that because you have done something out of anger, find that you experience that guilt. That guilt will be built in you, and you'll end up not feeling well. So you'll find that that guilt will haunt you every time of your life. Also, their relative and friends avoid them because of their hot-temperedness. You'll find that also people will avoid you because of your anger, and sometimes you'll find that they will be running away from you because there is nobody who will want to do it, to see that happen to him, that you are what, that you are very hot-tempered. Also, they have more conflict on their marital relationship. When it comes to marital in a relationship, those people who are married and they have that anger, you find that they don't forgive, and that bring marital relationship. And this one, we should find a way to solve this. And that's why I've said that if somebody have wronged you, don't work with that guilty and aggressiveness. Do what? Forgive and forget. And also, they are more prone to using harmful substances like cigarette, alcohol, and also illegal drugs. So you'll find that because of that guilty that will be haunting you every day, you'll tend to develop depression, and that depression will make you you'll be tempted to take this drug so that you can do what, you can feel better. By the end, you'll find that you'll become an addict. And as we have learned earlier, that life with addiction is life that is very expensive, and it is something that hit us internally. Also, lastly, they run greater risk of overeating and suffering weight gain. So you find that these people, because of that, they will direct their energy in overeating, and after overeating, you find that that person may develop obesity. And you'll find that as in the world that we are living now, most people are suffering from this disease. And find that it can lead to other diseases. This obesity, it can lead to other diseases. Brothers and sisters who are watching this video, I beseech you that when somebody has wronged you, look for a way that you can solve that thing. Look for a way that you can forgive, because it will eat you. And most of to make the matter worse, as I said earlier, that people will be running away from you. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you.